Oh my God, guys. Hello, 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 hello. As you can see, it's a different setup. Hello, I am Ayana McCoy, indie author slash singer-songwriter and all the other things. Yeah. But today I'm gonna be reading, if you couldn't tell, a story. I'm reading a story on Wattpad. But this is kind of the second part. I made a video a couple years ago where I was reading my old fan fiction on Wattpad, the ones I used to write back in high school. So this is that fan fiction. This is part 2, so I'll be reading the next 2 chapters. If you want to watch the first part, you can go ahead and do that. I have a playlist where I read my first story on Wattpad and the first 2 chapters of this story. But this story is called The Things I Couldn't Say. It is a Jimin and Jungkook fan fiction. It's not like there's like 2 characters I made up that they fall in love with pretty much. But yeah, if you want the synopsis and stuff like that, please go ahead and watch the first video because I read all that in the first video of this series. But I want to start it back up again because I don't know, I just thought it was fun to read my old fan fiction and cringe and stuff. So if you want to get some context in the story, go ahead and watch that old video. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're reading chapter 3. It is called I Love You, and the chapters have chapter titles. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that. Let's go. It was raining heavily, and I was stuck in front of a store entrance trying to keep dry. I only got a little wet, but it was really cold. It was getting really cold. I should have brought an umbrella. As I stood there waiting for the rain to stop, my thoughts wandered off to what happened the other day. I kissed Jungkook, and it was all because my sister is a bitch. Get out! What? Oh my god, what the hell? What was kid teenager me writing? Oh my god, what? Oh my god. Anyway, it was weird kissing him. Surprisingly, the kiss felt nice. How could Suma make me kiss Jungkook in front of Jimin? I was really upset. My thoughts were interrupted when I heard someone sigh next to me. I looked over and saw Jungkook trying to shake the water off his clothes. Jungkook, you forgot to bring an umbrella too? I asked, smiling. I didn't think it would rain, he said, looking up at the cloudy sky. We stood there quietly for a few minutes, just watching the rain fall. I decided to speak up. About that kiss yesterday, I said, nervously. It was nothing, right? Jungkook seemed to be surprised at the sudden subject change. He nodded. We didn't sit there awkwardly. The rain finally calmed down, and we no longer had to stand in the same spot. We both walked quietly to my door. So I was thinking maybe I should tell Jimin the truth about our relationship, I said. I don't think we should lie to him anymore. Yeah, that's a good idea. When are you telling him? Jungkook said, leaning on my car. Maybe after I leave here. I just don't know how to start the conversation. Jungkook came over to me and put his hand on my head. I suddenly noticed how tall Jungkook had gotten. I also didn't notice how handsome he was. And he still had that cute smile from when we were younger. Quick side note, this is like a childhood romance thing. It was a love triangle at first, but Jungkook does get a love interest because my girl, I don't even remember her name right now. They're probably going to say it at some point. Was in love with Jimin this whole time. But yeah, Jungkook does get a love interest later in the story, I'm pretty sure. But this is fun so far. There's not a lot of descriptions and describing. I can see where my writing might be similar to now, but I can see where I improved, especially having an editor, because I did not have an editor back then. I just kind of wrote what I wrote and then published it on Wattpad. But yeah, I was, 15, so things happen. But anyway, we'll keep reading. I know you'll find a way to tell him. Good luck, he said, leaving. I waved as he left. Later that afternoon, I found Jimin at the park. It was still raining and he had no umbrella. I walked up to him and held my umbrella over his head. Jimin looked up, noticing that water wasn't hitting him anymore. "Oh, it's you," Jimin said with a smile. There seemed to be something wrong with him. I sat down on the bench with him and held the umbrella over us. "Is there something wrong?" Jimin hesitated but spoke up. "I knew the whole time that you and Jungkook aren't really dating," he said. I was shocked. How could he know that? I even kissed Jungkook. "I don't know what you mean. I really am dating Jungkook," I said, trying to act cool. Right about now, the rain stopped and I could close my umbrella. The bipolar weather was really bothering me at the moment. I stood up preparing to leave before Jimin could say anything else. Before I could walk away, Jungkook stood up and grabbed my arm. He turned me around to face him. My eyes widened in surprise. Hey, Rin. Oh, hey, Rin! That was her name. Oh my god, that was her name. I could not remember, guys. Jesus. This is what happens when you haven't read this story in like, what? I'm pretty sure the original video is like a couple years old. We can check in my own playlist right now. Yeah, it's 2 years old. And on my other ones, those are 3 years old. But yeah, this is a crazy sidebar. Oh my god, I hope you guys don't hate me. But yeah, check out this playlist. It's literally the goofiest thumbnails. And it's right here. It's 5 videos so far. And yeah, they're right here if you want to watch those. They're not very goodly edited because I didn't know OBS Studio existed. But they're there. So if you want to watch those, you can. Anyway, let's go back to reading. Hey, Ren. I know you were just pretending to make me jealous, Jimin said with a serious look on his face. This was a look that was a rare sight for me. I'd never seen him look so serious. How could you know such a thing? I said, trying to pull my arm away. His grip was too strong. Just answer this one question. How do you feel about me? Jimin looked straight into my eyes when he asked me that. I was at a loss for words. Was this the chance to tell him my feelings? I took a deep breath and looked away from him. I love you, I mumbled, hoping he heard me. Jimin smiled and lifted up my chin. You're gonna have to speak up. Get out! Yo, this is so cringe, bro. Please. Take me out of my misery, guys. Put me out of my misery. I keep looking over there, and I should be looking at you guys. Yeah. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Whew. Okay. I was now forced to look into his eyes and tell him. My heart was pounding and my legs were weak. This was the worst feeling ever. Noticing my tenseness, Jimin pulled me closer to him. His free hand was around my waist. My whole body heated up just being this close to him. It's okay, Heron. You can tell me, he said, comforting me. Those words made me feel a little better about telling him. I closed my eyes and sighed. I love you, Jimin. I said as Jimin let go of me. He didn't say anything, which made me worried. Did he not have any feelings for me at all? Was he thinking of a way to turn me down? I couldn't handle the anxiety that was building up in my head. I was about to turn away from him when Jimin pulled me back to him. This time he pulled me into a kiss. I was shocked. I was too shocked to kiss back, but it wasn't too long before I got into the moment. Jimin put his hands around my waist to pull me closer, and I put my hands on his shoulders. This was the best feeling ever. We pulled away from the kiss, and Jimin smiled at me. I was wrong when I said you were like a sister to me, Jimin said. I don't know what my feelings are yet, but you're more to me than just a friend or sister. Does this mean he likes me? I'm not in the friend zone anymore? I just have to help him identify his feelings that were obviously romantic feelings. This was the best day of my life. Girl, stand up. Wait, this is actually so funny. What do you mean? Jim is like, I don't really know how I feel about you, but I saw you kissing Jungkook, and that was upsetting. And obviously, I don't feel any sisterly or friendship feelings from you. But we just gotta figure out what that is. Obviously, you're romantically into her, bro. But oh my god, fanfic is so cringe. Why did I write this? I mean, I know why I wrote this. I was really into K-pop, and I was really in that parasocial. I was really in there, but I wanted to make it a little more realistic by making the lady characters Korean because they live in Korea and they would most likely be with a Korean woman. So I guess that's why I wrote this the way that I did. I guess I don't know. I kind of wish I did the black girlies thing and they could have been here, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's continue because I have to read another whole chapter and I'm thirsty. I got Christmas water. Here we go. Make sure you drink your waters, folks. Sorry for all the mouth noises. Okay. It was late at night and I was lying in bed with a big smile on my face. I was too happy to sleep, so I texted Jungkook asking if he wanted to get a drink. It took a few minutes for him to reply, but he agreed to go. I quickly got dressed and met Jungkook at the bar. Jungkook was already there, so I sat down next to him. Sorry. So, how did it go? Jungkook asked before taking a drink. I grinned and told him about all that happened, but I cut out the kissing part of the story. I'm glad it worked out, Jungkook said, ruffling my hair. There was something off about Jungkook that I couldn't figure out. Later that night, Jungkook had drunk a lot. I had to drive him home. On the way to his house, Jungkook couldn't stop giving me compliments. He would say I was beautiful or that I was such a kind person. I was flattered, but he was drunk as hell. We got to his house and I helped him out of the car. He gave me the keys so I could open the door. It was insane how heavy he was. It didn't help that he was tall. I finally got the door open and I helped him walk to his room. When I tried to pull him down on the bed, I fell. I landed right on top of Jungkook. I tried to get up, but he grabbed my arm. Oh my god. Oh my god. I could describe this a little more. This could be a lot more tension. I don't know. I'm just like I'm editing my own work in my head, guys. This is not good. Well, this is okay for, I don't know, a 15-year-old. Jungkook, let go. I have to go home, I said, struggling against his hold on me. Jungkook held his hand out to touch my face. My eyes widened and I felt my pulse quicken. Can I try something? Jungkook asked in almost a whisper. Sure, what is it? Girl! Jungkook moved his hand from my face to play with my bangs. He smiled at me gently. My heart throbbed from looking at his expression. Let me kiss you, he said, touching my face once again. I didn't know what to say or do. I didn't even know what was happening. Jungkook brought my face closer to his and our lips touched. When I tried to break from the kiss, Jungkook deepened it. I couldn't fight the kiss anymore. He was such a damn good kisser. Jungkook broke away from the kiss and I was freed from his grip. I stood up and quickly left his house. This is so messy. Why would Jungkook do that? What is happening? Oh my god. I wish, I was a little better at writing because this would actually kind of eat a little bit. And then if this wasn't fan fiction, this was just like a love triangle story. But, I could always write one. I don't think I would ever write a love triangle, guys, though. I would probably write a why choose romance, if anything. And like they all end up together. Like, you know that meme where it's like, I want two boyfriends and I want the boyfriends to be boyfriends. I would write something like that. But let's move on to chapter 4. Oh my god, it's called Two Hearts. Oh, I usually also have gifts. Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god, so cute. Can you tell what era of BTS this was? Because like it's the Mnet countdown. This looks like they're performing I don't know, this looks like the dope era, if anything. But I don't know, let's continue, guys. Let's go. If you guys also want to read these on your own, you can. They're still up. I can link it down. I don't know why they're still up. It says I'm editing it, but obviously I'm never gonna do that. There's also may or may not be some smut in it. I'm pretty sure. Don't skip that if you don't want to read it. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, because I think I had like a code. writer, my friend, and she wrote the smut parts. But honestly, I don't really like the idea that there's smut in a fan fiction, especially fan fiction about real people. So yeah, it's weird. But let's read Two Hearts, chapter 4, and we're gonna end it off after that. And we're gonna read all these. And yeah. Okay. I woke up with a headache. A lot happened yesterday. I finally confessed my feelings to Jimin and Jungkook. And Jungkook kissed me last night. But why would he do that? I barely got any sleep last night because of it. How was I going to face Jungkook or Jimin? I ruffled my hair in distress. Trying to take my mind off things, I got out of bed and looked in my mirror. My hair was a mess and my eyes were tired. I needed some time to myself so I could think about what happened. I was suddenly startled by my phone going off. It was a message from Jimin. I held my breath as I looked at the message. Are you awake? We should get some coffee together. I sighed. My feelings were all mixed, and I had the most aggressive headache. How was I supposed to face Jimin? But it's just coffee, and I really needed some. Girl, first of all, Jimin didn't even say what his feelings were for you. So, like, it don't matter if you was going around kissing Jungkook, I guess. And obviously, you didn't really want to do that. So, like, he kind of just forced it on you. I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think she should think that hard about it. It's not that big a deal. But anyway. Yeah, okay. Sure. Let's meet at the cafe in an hour. I agreed to do it. It couldn't be that bad. As long as I don't run into Jungkook while I'm with Jimin, I'll be fine. I continued to tell myself that as I got ready for the day. Watch, Jungkook's gonna be there. Jungkook's really gonna be there, bro. Okay. At the cafe, I was staring at my iced coffee and twirling the straw. I couldn't get Jungkook out of my mind. Why would he kiss me? I just didn't understand. He's my best friend. I continued to tell myself that he was drunk and I didn't know what he was doing. But I didn't even believe that. Is there something on your mind? Jimin asked, smiling at me. I was snapped out of my thoughts. No, I was just distracted, I said, glancing up at him. Jimin's hand moved across the table and touched mine. We linked our hands together and I reflexively smiled. Why are you so distracted? Jimin asked. I was just thinking about you, I lied. The truth was that I was thinking of Jungkook, but I couldn't tell him that. I finally got what I wanted, but now I don't know what I want. Just 2 days ago, I only wanted to be with Jimin. I wanted him to at least recognize my feelings. I have more than what I wanted. More than I wanted? Girl, I can't read. Jimin didn't just recognize my feelings. He wants to return them. But last night, there was Jungkook. He suddenly kissed me, and I don't know what to do anymore. Before I didn't even think of Jungkook in any type of romantic way. Now all of a sudden, I see him differently. Didn't y'all like fake kiss in chapter like 2 or 1? I don't know. Like I said, it's been a couple years since that last video. But I would think the first one would have bothered you if this one's going to bother you, girl. I don't know, girl. I be writing messy stuff. I be messy. What is this? This story is so messy. After Jimin and I finished our coffee, Jimin walked me to my car. Before you go, I need to ask you something, Jimin said, leaning closer to me. Yeah, what do you need to know? I said, looking away. How long have you had feelings for me? Why was he suddenly asking me that? What an embarrassing question. I felt my face up heat. I felt my face heat up. Girl, why am I doing this at 8 o'clock in the morning? It's 9 o'clock. I felt my face heat up in embarrassment. Jesus, girl can't read. Actually, it's been since high school, I said, which is the main reason I haven't dated a guy in my life. Girl, why would you say that? Jimin ruffled my hair and smiled. That's the cute thing about you. That's all he said before kissing my cheek and walking away. What? I reflexively touched my cheek. I was happy that this was happening. Not wasting time thinking about Jungkook. Even though that's what I told myself, I couldn't forget what happened that night. What did Jungkook mean when he said he wanted to test something? There was so much I wanted to ask him, but I didn't know how. I shook those thoughts away and got into my car. I was going to the park so I could clear my mind. It was a quick ride from the cafe to the park, and before I knew it, my car was parked in the parking lot. Girl, this is repetitive. I decided to sit under a large tree and think. I set a blanket down on the grass and laid on it. Clearly. I closed my eyes and soon fell asleep. I was asleep for a few hours and then I woke up. Oh my god, like narratively, this is kind of like weird, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on. My boy, this is like kid writing. Okay. I opened my eyes slowly and saw Jungkook sitting next to me, looking up at the sky. Jungkook, what are you doing here? I asked, sitting up and fixing my messy hair. Jungkook glanced at me and then looked back up at the sky. I couldn't read the expression on his face. He was smiling slightly, but it wasn't a happy smile. See, right there, I could have been like, he was slightly smiling, but the smile didn't reach his eyes or something. I don't know. Not me editing my book. Oh my god. There's actually something I need to tell you, Jungkook said, standing up. Let's walk. I stood up and dusted off my skirt. Jungkook was already walking away, and I quickly hurried after him. He slowed down so we could walk next to each other. What do you want to tell me? I asked, looking up at him. The reason I kissed you last night is because I like you. I was surprised hearing this from him, and I don't mean as a friend. I stopped walking and stood there in shock. Jungkook noticed and turned around to face me. He smiled and ruffled my hair. What is with these dudes and ruffling her hair, bro? Like, please, she just fixed her hair. Don't look so surprised, Jungkook said with a small laugh. But you don't have to say anything. I have to go anyway. See you later. Jungkook, what the hell? I waved slightly as Jungkook left. There was nothing in me that thought maybe Jungkook had feelings for me, but I guess I never listened. But what do I do now? I was sure that I have feelings for Jimin, but Jungkook made my mind go blank. I couldn't really think around him. My phone suddenly rang loudly and I flinched. I put my phone out of my pocket and saw that Jimin was calling me. I quickly answered. Oh, hey Jimin, what's going on? I said. Did you know there's going to be a festival tonight? Jimin asked, sounding as happy as ever. I didn't know that. We should go, I said, going to my car. Okay, let's meet there. We both agreed and I hung up. I should enjoy myself and not think too much. I have to enjoy the festival. I just have to enjoy the festival with Jimin. Later, Jimin and I were walking as people all around us were enjoying the festival. I was a little too spaced out to pay attention to what Jimin was saying to me. All I could think about was Jungkook and the fact that he likes me. I didn't even think I was all great. Why would he like me? Is there something wrong, Haran? I heard Jimin ask. I was snapped out of my thoughts and looked at him. I couldn't tell him that what was bothering me. He might not react well. I can't imagine how Jimin would react about that, because I mean, I guess it doesn't matter unless it matters to you. Oh my god. This is a sidetrack, but have you guys been watching The Summer I Turned Pretty? Episode 9 of season 3 just came out, and yeah, these love triangles be killing me. I literally hate love triangles, but I'm obsessed with The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like, I might be Team Conrad. I was Team Nobody at first, like, watching through the show. I really didn't care, but I think if I had to pick a team, it would be Conrad, because Jeremiah is scary. Like, scary. He's terrifying. I don't know how anybody would be Team Jer. But anyway, this is such a sidetrack. But like, if you watch the show, this might be a little spoiler if you haven't, but Conrad confesses his feelings at Billy's wedding. And I don't really think he was 100% wrong for that. Because imagine if somebody confessed their feelings for you at your wedding and you're marrying a guy that you actually love, then it shouldn't affect you at all, right? It shouldn't cause any problems and the wedding should be called off. Because it's like, okay, I like this guy though, and I want to marry him. So I'm like, if anything, Jeremiah's the one who called out the wedding. And Belly is a little bit at fault because she obviously had feelings for Conrad still and went through with marrying him. But so is Jeremiah because he knew she had feelings for Conrad and Conrad had feelings for her. And yeah, he inserted himself into the love triangle. But, I'm getting sidetracked. If you guys want to talk about the summer rights are pretty, just ask me. I'll talk about it. I'm not gonna watch the show with you guys, but I'll talk about it. But for now, we're gonna go back to reading. Nothing at all. I guess I'm just a little tired. I said, trying to hide that I was lying. Jimin didn't fall for it, but he also didn't ask any questions. I was glad for that. This time, I wasn't distracted. I kept my focus on Jimin. It was getting late and Jimin and I were sitting in the grass waiting for the fireworks. Jimin was lying on my lap and I was smiling as I played with his hair. It was a happy, peaceful moment where I wasn't confused about anything. I wish my life would be that simple. Our peaceful moment was interrupted by Jimin's phone ringing loudly. Jimin sat up and quickly answered the phone. I watched him as he listened to the person on the phone on the other side. Okay, I'll be there in 5 minutes, Jimin said, standing up. He then hung up. Who was it? I asked, standing up also. It was Jungkook. He has something to tell me, he said. I have to go meet him. Will you be okay getting home? I'm pretty sure, if you watch the first part, you might know, but I'm pretty sure they're still like K-pop idols and they're just home to visit. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's why they got separated a little bit, but I don't remember. So you guys might want to, I don't know, watch that first video because I don't remember. But anyway, sorry I had to look behind me because I heard a noise and I'm scared. It's too early for this. I nodded and Jimin kissed my forehead before leaving. A sudden urge to go follow him was taking over. What was Jungkook gonna say? I just had to know. I was sure they were gonna meet at our favorite spot near the dance studio, so I hurried to my car and drove there. It didn't take long to get there. I got out of my car and walked to the main entrance. I was surprised that the studio was still open at this time. When I got inside, I noticed that Jimin and Jungkook were talking. I hid outside the door so I could hear them but not be seen. So what's this important thing you wanted to tell me? Jimin asked. Jungkook took a deep breath and began to speak. Actually, it's about Haerin, Jungkook said. I was definitely listening in when I heard my name. Was he going to tell Jimin about the kiss? Jimin made a confused face. You could have put Jimin rose his brows or his brows raised. Some. I don't know. Confused face is like crazy. That's crazy. I want to tell you that I like Haerin a lot, Jungkook said. I even kissed her. What? Why would you say that? I mean, Jungkook probably doesn't know how far into what Haerin and Jimin got going on right now, but that's crazy. You did what? Jimin didn't look too happy about that. I just stayed on my spot in shock. I couldn't believe Jungkook would tell Jimin that. I know she has feelings for you, but I'm not going to give up. That really upset Jimin. He grabbed Jungkook by his collar. Who said you could have her? I feel like I don't know these people and I don't know BTS in real life, but just based on things I've seen and all that, I don't find it hard to believe Jimin would be this combative. But hey, I don't know these people. I don't know these people. But anyway. Oh Lord, okay. Who said you could have her is crazy. What is she, an object? Like, dude. I was surprised to see Jimin that way, and it was because of me. Why should you care? It's not like you ever said you like her, Jungkook said. I wouldn't lead her on like you. I could tell this was gonna become a fight. Jimin was about to punch Jungkook in the face. Before he could, I hurried into the room and stood between them. They both looked surprised to see me here. Jimin would not do this. Jimin would not do this. So out of character. Don't fight over me, I said. I'm not an item. I'm a person. Can we all just talk and not fight? Bro, this is tea for sure, but it's not written very well. It's not written good at all, but it's tea. It's tea. It's cliche love triangle things, and I just feel like we could have made up some characters. It didn't have to be a fan fiction, but you know, all these fan fictions. I hope they never see these. This one's not famous, so maybe as long as I don't get famous, BTS will never see these. Hopefully. I mean, but you know, we'll we'll delete those by then. But it's forever on the internet, so. They frowned and nodded. I was glad they agreed with no problems. What have I gotten myself into? Jimin, you wait outside while I talk to Jungkook, I said, pointing at the door. Oh, she said, go outside. Jimin said nothing and glanced at Jungkook before he left the room. When he was gone, I turned to Jungkook. You can't do things like this, I said, sitting on the floor. Jungkook sat down right next to me. But I can't hide how I feel about you, Jungkook said. It was true. It's hard to hide strong feelings like that. I myself would know. It would be best to get over me, I replied. I have feelings for Jimin. You will only be hurting yourself. I can't just forget about you that easily. He was also right about that. But in time, things can change. Damn, girl, she cold-hearted. She cold-hearted. Oh, yeah, look, I was right. I was right. I'm pretty sure Hamron has a cousin. That's why it's titled Cousin. And her name is Hana. Everything just starts with an H. Like, girl, I was not creative. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Jungkook's gonna have a thing with her. Oh, look. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. It's the actress I picked for her. But anyway, that is it for the things I could say reading my old fanfiction part 2. Part 2. I'm so sorry it took years to do this. I know you guys probably like these videos, so I want to do them more often. There is, like I said, we're going to click over this playlist if you want to watch the old ones. They're not very well edited, I will say, but it's pretty funny. I have a lot of funny effects and things like that, and they're not very long. This one's kind of long, and this one's kind of long, but that's about it. This is the last part, though. Well, I will say, if you guys like this, oh my god, I think my headphones died. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, I can do more of these. Like, I really like doing this. This is actually really fun. And also, I had an idea. Maybe I could read my romance series to you guys and do long videos of me just reading the book to you. I don't know if you guys want to do that, but I could do it. I could. Just let me know in the comments if you would like that, or if you just want me to just do the fan fiction ones, or if you also want me to read my book, my Project Romance series books to you guys, because I could just whip them out and read them to y'all. But yeah, well, okay, my headphones are dead, so my hair's shaped a little funny. But guys, is it raining? Oh, it's windy. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. It's a little long. I will edit it down, so it might not be as long as I'm looking right now. But thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe if you want to see more reading videos. I do reading videos like this. I do reading vlogs. I do life vlogs, like just my life as an indie author and things. And I talk about writing and all that. So yeah, check out my channel and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.